Both my Guru Swami Rama and my Shri Vidya Guru Rasa Gurugalu have invested so much of knowledge when it comes to Shri Vidya. So a Rishi is one who can see things which others cannot see. His range of seeing is very far and wide and deep. That's the meaning of a Rishi. About Kundalini awakening, the very Kundalini experience, how it is, what it is. There are so many questions. My podcast with Ranveer, in that snake and ladder, that series of questions that he put before me. Some of the people from the publishing world also suggested that it should be changed to masters instead of the word sages. I refused it point blank because, so having said this, let me come to the core of my purpose to meet you today as a mark of honor. And there are a few questions. I wanted to make this an interactive session that some questions have come from the audience side, and I will have a look at it and share it with you. Some of the questions I'll be able to answer, not all. So let me keep it towards the end. And before that, I move on to this manifesto of Swami Rama's birth centenary year 2025, which I have termed it as Vihangama, breaking the barriers of spiritual jargons. So Vihangama is a bird view of the year-long celebrations in terms of programs, events, both online, offline, retreats, in-person mantra initiations, etc., etc. So what is the content in brief? Not going into any details, I want to share it with you. As I told you in the very beginning of my talk, that the main intention is to honor my Guru through Shri Vidya wisdom. Both my Guru Swami Rama and my Shri Vidya Guru Rasa Gurugalu or Rasa Satyanarayana have invested so much of knowledge when it comes to Shri Vidya, taking a personal care of me and my practices. So I owe a lot to my gurus and the sages. And I want to reiterate at this point of time that my path is the path of the sages. So the book's title which I chose, I did not choose. It came to me from the sages that it has to be messages from the Himalayan sages, timely and timeless. Some of the people from the publishing world also suggested that it should be changed to masters instead of the word sages. I refused it point blank because they, as publishers, they don't understand the significance of this word. But sages are the core of my existence. If I am like this, it's because of the sages. And my two gurus are also sages. They are not excluded. Don't consider just as gurus. They are gurus, no doubt, but they are also sages. Rishis. So my path is the path of the sages. I walk in the footsteps of the sages. So there is no reason why I have to change the word sages to masters. Though ultimately both mean one and the same. But for me at the personal level, sages carry a lot of weight and meaning, and it is very close to my heart. So a Rishi is one who can see things which others cannot see. His range of seeing is very far and wide and deep. That's the meaning of a Rishi. That's the meaning of Rishi as a seer. Loosely translated, he is a seer. A seer of mantra is a Rishi. A seer of mantra is a Rishi. So sage means it is all inclusive. It is inclusive of Brahmand. Therefore, as a mark of honor to the sages, these programs have been designed, keeping Shri Vidya as the focal point. So I intend to take up a few representative texts of Shri Vidya and try to impart, in quotes, because It's not possible to impart the wisdom of Shri Vidya to perfection. It's not an easy task for the performer and also to the listener. So, with all limitations accepted, it's an attempt to impart the wisdom of these texts. Texts are many, several. Topics are like ocean, but limiting to certain things, keeping certain aspects in mind, I have selected a few. So what are those Shri Vidya Tantra texts I'm going to offer as a foundational course in this 1 year? I just sprinkle upon it. One text possible is Subhagodaya. Subhagodaya text, Subhagodaya Stuti, and the writer is Gaudapada, a great Shri Vidya adept of his own merits. What this text contains, because as Shri Vidya seekers and who want to come into the path, you should know what to learn. Otherwise, it can be so distracting and digressing for you, and it may become very late for you to have an ant's journey to reach the goal of Shri Vidya. So, awareness of what it is plays a very important role in your Shri Vidya path. So, hence this kind of a system. So, Subhagodaya Stuti contains very important information about what is pranopasana. You all heard about pranayama in Ashtanga Yoga path. Pranayama is not the same as pranopasana. Pranopasana has its own techniques, its own approaches in Shri Vidya mantra sadhana, and to take you to higher and deeper dimensions of meditation. So it is very essential to learn and know what is pranopasana. The second point is Subhagodaya Stuti teaches you the mystery of Titinitya Kalavidya or Titinitya Upasana. The 16 moon phases or digits of the moon, how it is esoteric in its practice, which makes you realize the ultimate goal of your life, by name liberation. And this text is also about the Kundalini Vidya. I thought of choosing this text because there is again so much of misconceptions, as I have told you, about Kundalini awakening, the very Kundalini experience, how it is, what it is, how it is. There are so many questions. So I thought, let me clear these doubts and misconceptions, keeping this text as an authority and authentication of what this whole Kundalini Vidya is about. Finally, Subhagodaya Stuti is a treatise on liberation experience. Well, again, what is liberation? How many types of liberations are there? Is it just one liberation? Or there are many dimensions and steps to liberation? This I have discussed in my podcast with Ranveer, in that snake and ladder, that series of questions that he put before me. I try to kind of analyze different steps in the ladder of liberation. So through this text, this liberation experience itself can be sorted out very clearly so that it works as a handpost for you what to expect from your practice of Shri Vidya. The next text is Chidvilasa. Text name is Chidvilasa. Don't worry, I'm not going to read the textbook and all that in my courses. It is going to be a simplified way of explaining all these truths explained in these scriptures. It has about 38 shlokas, and it's very interestingly about 36 tatwas. That is why the shlokas are 36 in number. Each shloka is meant for explaining one tattva. So the entire gamut of Shri Vidya, Tantra Sadhana, and Kashmira Siddhanta, Shaivism, Shaktaism, they are all based on very firmly on this foundational understanding of what tattva is all about. Tattva simply means a subtle element, the subtle aspect of the element of Panchabhutas. If you say Prithvi Tattva, Prithvi, that is the grossest. And there is a subtle element to that. That is called Tattva. Like that, Shri Vidya offers you 36 Tattvas by which this entire universe is created. Starting from Paramashiva, and then Shiva, and then Shakti, then Ishvara, Shiva, Sadashiva, Ishvara. Like that, different Tattvas, aspects. Finally, we come to Prithvi Tattva, on which we are all residing. So, from the highest to the last Tattva, how this universe is created and how the Shakti principle and Shiva principle, the eternal parents, the primordial parents of this entire creation, they exist and they are pervading in all the 36 tattvas, and we are also part of it. So how that divine connection comes into our physical body because of the manifestation of the supreme power in every tattva. So it's a very beautiful scientific explanation of how we make our entire existence a divine one through Shri Vidya practice, and how we are able to connect with divinity through this tantric practice.